Alright guys, Blizzard wins injunction against Turtle WoW. Private server ordered to cease and desist. It's over. A video by Hello J Tello. So let's see what he has to say about the entire thing. This video has been popping off, man. Good for you, dude.
What's up, amigos? It's your boy Tello, back to another video for today. Now, this video is not going to be too crazily edited. I just want to get to the point and talk to you guys about the Turtle WoW situation because it's finally come to a finalized standpoint. And if you guys remember, we covered a lot of the Blizzard versus Turtle WoW court cases a couple months ago, where we were talking about everything that was going on case to case and all the updates.
No. I want to go back, dude. I love these thumbnails. WTF, OMFG. What the fuck, bruh? He is right, this is wild. I just love these thumbnails, man. He's been doing a good job discovering everything, by the way. It's been a great watch.
On case to case and all the updates we were giving you. And it seems like a person on Reddit was talking about the Discord going wild for Turtle WoW, talking about the settlement coming to a conclusion, and even some websites have shown this as well, coming to some type of settlement agreement that Blizzard has reached with the project developers, including Josiah Simmer and AFK Crafted Limited, which, if you guys don't remember, AFK Crafted Limited was basically the storefront that they used on Turtle WoW to
It was the shell company. Oh, that joke.
Fund money through, to basically launder the money to. And now the settlement is basically in agreement, which remains confidential, by the way, to resolve this legal dispute and include any other potential parties who have not been formally identified in the proceedings, to have not yet testified. They have 60 days to stay within these proceedings and finalize the case by June 8th. Now, this is a couple months before BlizzCon, obviously in September, but the court is found favor in Blizzard in multiple counts and ordered the defendants immediately to cease any activities related to these private servers. Now, I'm reading this obviously from this website, but I wanted to make sure this was legit because
I'm really surprised at how fast this entire thing went, by the way. Because whenever the suit started, every single source that I could find in videos and stuff as well were like, oh, they can't just copy and paste this to their own Classic Plus. Lawsuits like this takes years, and here we are, like, just about 1 year later, or even less. Now, it's been like a little bit over a year, right?
Every piece of information that I got from this entire case was found on Court Listener. If you go to just the main point of the article where this entire document stands, it started in August 29th in 2025. So we were covering this a couple months ago. We were giving the updates on each and every video, Blizzard versus Turtle WoW, Blizzard versus the players and the people. And ever since then, we scroll down, we've gone through all the updates, and we look all the way to the finalized case, and we can see here, the final date, April 10th, 2026, a settlement was made. And we look at the main document, but it seems like this is 100% legit, and they have until June 8th, which they are keeping basically the Turtle WoW.
Let me scroll back here. Date filed August 29, 2025. Was this the first one? Because in that case, it's been less than half a year even. Or like about half a year, I guess.
Blizzard versus the players and the people. And ever since then, we scroll down, we've gone through all the updates, and we look all the way to the finalized case, and we can see here, the final date, April 10th, 2026, a settlement was made. And we look at the main document, but it seems like this is 100% legit, and they have until June 8th, which they are keeping basically the case open. If there are any other parties over the next several weeks, they can take actions against. But yes, come June 8th, it seems like that is the deadline, either sometime before or at that point. Turtle WoW will see.
Now, I've seen some people say that this basically means that Turtle can keep the servers going until June 8th. I don't think that's how it works. I think they have been told to stop it immediately, which is why the Turtle team has said they're gonna have a response in a couple of days here on their Discord or something. But they can't just keep it open until June 8th. They were told to cease and desist immediately, so they pretty much have to do that now. And then until June 8th is just to like give a formal reply or something, right?
To exist in the near future. Now, what does this mean for many of the people who've been playing Turtle WoW? A lot of these players.
The next couple of days or couple of weeks is going to be the most interesting for Turtle WoW players, probably ever. Because right now it's a huge limbo of like, oh, what is happening? Is anything happening? Is it being shut down? Are my characters gone? Like, what's happening?
who, played Turtle WoW, they played it because they were fans of Classic and they only wanted to see more things added to the world of Azeroth. They wanted to see their favorite game continued upon. And a lot of people's
I once again really hope any of the classic WoW developers have been playing Turtle WoW. Just to, like, get a feeling of how that was to play, and maybe get inspired as well for Classic Plus. Otherwise, we're gonna have nightmare incursions all over again, sanctified gear all over again, vertical progression like crazy with every single phase. I don't know, like, there was many bad things in Season of Discovery. Nightmare incursions being the worst one by far. But sanctified gear as well, just the power creep, man, was insane. We were doing the same DPS as in Wrath of the Lich King, basically, in Classic WoW, which should never really be the case.
hopes and wishes are for Classic Plus. I think the only positives that we can even look outside of this is that we hope that Blizzard takes some of the ideas of Turtle WoW and implements it within Classic Plus, because more than likely that can happen.
If anybody here has been playing Turtle, by the way, if the Classic WoW dev team could take 5 things from Turtle WoW and implement it to Classic Plus, what would those 5 things be, in your opinion? I would love to see some comments on this from people that have experience. So, like, if you had to extract 5 things from Turtle that you really want to see in Classic Plus, what would those 5 things be? Hopefully we can spark some comments here, man.
Right? Where Blizzard just takes all these assets, put it into Classic Plus, and then claim it for their own. And they might just do that. And people will still play it, and they will still consume it, because that's just the Blizzard player base, right? They're going to see the product, they're going to play it, they're going to have fun. Including myself, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm going to play Classic Plus, and I'm going to see if this is worth it or not. And I'll see if they've taken a lot of inspiration from Turtle WoW, because they had a lot of good ideas. Say what you want about Turtle WoW. You can call them, thieves, you can call them everything under the sun, and I'm not saying you're wrong on that. But Turtle WoW had a lot of fun stuff added to their game, and there was a lot of cool dungeons, a lot of new areas that were very genuine to the world of Azeroth, and the endgame was really cool too. From what I've heard, a lot of people who've been raiding in Turtle WoW, and a lot of the tier pieces that they worked on, the cosmetics that they've worked on, looked really cool as well. So we'll see if any inspiration is going to be taken from TWoW whatsoever. But this is basically it, guys. It's unfortunate that it had to come down to this. I always imagined a world where, companies can work with private developers, kind of like a 5M style thing, except TWoW did it differently, and obviously they didn't go through the 5M route. They just went straight to taking the asset route and just making their own thing out of a game that's already being actively updated and worked on. With all that being said, in a way, I'm gonna miss seeing what Turtle WoW had to offer, because it truly was the hidden Classic Plus that was not supposed to be shed to the limelight of the masses.
Was it really hidden though? I don't know, man. Especially with the aggressive marketing they were doing, holy.
And a lot of people played this version of the game.
I will say though, a lot of people who never played Turtle or anything, they were like, oh, they just flew too close to the sun. They did so much aggressive marketing, blah, blah, blah. Have you guys seen the marketing that Ascension is doing and getting away with it? I'm just saying. That's crazy to me.
Because they just wanted to see something come out of the original version of the product, but stayed within the realm of Azeroth. That was the whole point of Turtle WoW in its existence. And it does suck to see the creativity of them get basically shut down completely. But at the same time, obviously, this is Blizzard's property. I get it. And they have every right to do what they please when it comes to their intellectual property. It's their assets. They don't want to be losing, possible IP law issues, which then can go to an entire new court case for those who don't understand law. If they allow Turtle WoW to continue to operate, that puts their IP in jeopardy of many other private servers who then can take advantage of their IP while it is active under Blizzard's corporate ladder. Like, you can't do that. It's pretty obvious at that point. You wouldn't want to run a store and then have a storefront being called your name and then have 12 other storefronts with the same name and then just stealing your product. Like, I get that. At the same time, the other storefronts, not gonna lie to you, we're doing a really damn good job. And that's the case here, right? With delivering a really good version of Classic, which we can call it a certain form of Classic Plus, right? People clinged on to that. They wanted to be a part of the hype. That's why Blizzard was concerned within these documents that they were making hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not close to millions, under a private server. And Turtle WoW, one of the biggest private servers ever, to be honest with you, in terms of revenue, in terms of growth, in terms of how many people were joining the Discord. You had content creators starting to cover it, even myself, and come to the conclusion that Turtle WoW is going to have to...
I personally do think, like, in terms of numbers, I do believe it's one of the biggest ones. In terms of revenue, I think Ascension is doing way better. Because their cash shop, like, they're selling you bonuses like leveling faster, experience, aura, you name it, right? Very pay to win, or at least pay to advance.
Shut the doors down, and Blizzard's going to eventually lead into the future with a Classic Plus, which we all hope and pray that it is fun and enjoyable and something that is really exciting to be a part of. And I'm also going to be looking forward to and paying a lot of attention monitoring Classic Plus come that time to see if they did indeed take any type of inspiration from TWoW, any type of dungeon content, zones, structuring, quest layout, any type of idea.
You know, one thing I want to see in Classic Plus that has nothing to do with Turtle, I'm probably going to make a separate video on this as well, but I'll put it in here and to, like, gauge some feedback on it. I really hope they take the Season of Discovery route by staggering leveling. I want to see Phase 1 being locked at level 30, Phase 2 at level 50, and then Phase 3 at level 60 or something. Just don't keep us there for like 10 or 12 weeks the way we did in Season of Discovery. And the reason why I want to have staggered leveling, by the way, is to experience Classic Plus more and the world more. Because I know if we release Classic Plus and you can get to level 60 instantly, a bunch of people will have this end-game focused mindset of getting to level 60 quickly to be able to, I don't know, farm gold, raid, start gearing up, get in their prebis. It's all going to be a race to the end and you're skipping anything on that journey to level 60. So I just believe that by staggering leveling at least a little bit, you will allow people to just spend more time experiencing the content you've made. I think that would be great, like Phase 1 being stuck at level 30, for example, for, let's just say, 5 weeks, or 4 weeks even, level 30. And then Phase 2, increase to level 50, 4 more weeks, level 50, and then level 60. Just way faster phasing, but it's just to, like, take a break. You level, you take a break, you level up an alt, or you go and do some content and just experience the new zones they have, the new dungeons they have. Stuff like that.
That Turtle WoW might have had, because a lot of that happened, especially with Season of Discovery, where we saw a lot of similarities to Turtle WoW and many other private servers that Blizzard used in Season of Discovery to call their own, or at least to mimic something from a private server that had a lot of close-like inspiration to what these private devs were doing. So I'm going to keep a keen eye out for this, because that's something that I'm very curious about come the future of everything. With that being said, guys, that concludes the entire series that we did for Blizzard versus Turtle WoW. It seems like it's a GG's in the gulag for TWoW at this point. Blizzard has won, and we just go from there. If you guys want to talk about more stuff in the future when it comes to what ifs and hypotheticals, if Blizzard will take any content idea from Turtle WoW and call it their own, or just try to add it to Classic Plus, we'll see what happens in future videos and maybe talk about it on stream or something of that nature. But with that being said, that concludes this.
Ah, dude, the Grizzly Hills music in the back as well. Let's go. That is Grizzly Hills,
so,
right?
I'll catch you guys in the next one.
No.
Let me know your thoughts and comments below, and much love to you. Lock it in, amigos. And don't forget, the series was sponsored by the Leftover Lit Chocolate. Well, I only have one left because my fat ass ate all 18 of them. There was only like 4 of them in there. Peace out, bitch.
Okay, dude. I love his outros, by the way. They're just so unique and different every single time. That was a good video. And yeah, it's great to get some different creators' perspectives on what's happening here as well. And a little bit about the future, what might happen, you know. We obviously know that Classic Plus is coming out, the only question is when. I think, like, once again, my prediction is that it gets announced at BlizzCon this year and comes out in October or November. I think a November release will be bad because of GTA 6, but yeah, no, I'm sticking with the prediction, October or November of this year. And we'll see what happens when they get the turtle files and everything as well, if they copy and paste anything, and how that turns out. I just really hope that any of the developers have been playing Turtle, or at least know anything about it, I guess, so they can use inspiration from it and make Classic Plus based on that. Either way, good video by Jay Tello. I will give you guys a link to it. As always, it's in the top of the video description as well, so you can click and give some love to Tello. He makes really good videos. Alright, that's it.